Welcome to the Chop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dart Child.
I'm your host, Twins Inc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up.
Welcome back. All right, we're here today with our special guest stars,
Jdubb,
Negs Designs and Crafts.
and today we have a topic provided by Jdubb. You want to introduce it?
Yes, sir. So let's talk about T.I. going to the gynecologist with his daughter to make sure her hymen's not been tampered with.
Okay.
All
Who will
right.
go first?
I
go ahead.
I can start it off. So
Yes.
me,
Since you have a daughter that's...
absolutely.
You know.
I have a daughter myself, so I can see his point of view for going to wanting to make sure that his daughter hasn't had sex yet. But I think it's a little over the top because for me and my daughter, I wanted to, at least instill some trust and made her feel like that her dad had her back when she made decisions to maybe have sex or any other decision. So I think T.I. was maybe struggling with some, control issues by going by going that far. Now there are limits, in my opinion, of how far you want to go. I think that this was pretty over the top, but from a male's perspective, I think that I can see how it's possible. Because as men, a lot of times we don't want our children to have sex until a certain age. And maybe he was protecting her until she reached a certain age. And at some point he would stop. But the public has been pretty brutal on his way of doing it.
He earned it.
Yeah, I don't think he should have said anything about it, regardless of what it was. That was so personal. He shouldn't even. I can't see that one.
So here's my thoughts. Cars and clothes, money and hoes. That's how all my niggas roll. Right? You remember that? That's T.I., right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds common to me, doesn't it? So it's okay for you to go out there and have sex with everyone's daughter. Mm-hmm. Right? It's okay. You make songs about this, degrading women all these years,
You
right?
done made millions.
Made millions of degrading women. And probably sleep with a lot of women, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, you want to make sure your precious baby girl ain't having sex out there.
Which is hypocritical as hell.
Man, facts. See, the real problem is that the man probably doesn't have a real good relationship with his daughter. That's what it really comes down to it. Me personally, my daughter, she's still a baby girl, so she ain't having sex yet. But she ain't having sex till she turned 30. I'm joking. That's the goal, but
That's the goal.
Goals.
Which means T.I. Twinsing. It's T.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
There is a T.I. and Twins.
Listen. It happens. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this. I plan to have a great relationship with my daughter and my son so I can teach them about sex. Mm-hmm. So they understand what it is. And it's best for them to wait as long as possible if they can. But I'm not going to the extreme of going to the gynecologist with my daughter and make sure that thing getting broke. I want to build that trust and a relationship with my daughter so she knows she want to save herself. And I'm going to give her the real deal, because I was that male hoe. Karma's always going to probably chase around too. So I'm going to teach my daughter, there's going to be guys even smarter than me. But you want to save yourself. It's all about having that type of relationship with your daughter. And I think that if he had a better relationship with his daughter, he wouldn't have to do that. I think that's over to extreme. You're embarrassing the poor girl. I think she shut down her Instagram page because of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now you're going to have comedians taking jokes at her. So she go out anywhere. Hey, the girl, your date checking you out. I mean, you know how kids are now.
Yeah.
Bullying is on a high right now. And you putting your daughter on blast act on social media about that, that's not going anywhere. Once it's on social media.
So he posted it?
No, he said it on a TV show
or maybe on his podcast.
Okay.
Yeah,
and they took it and ran with it.
Well, he was actually doing an interview. I think he was doing an interview with somebody, and I'm not sure how the topic came up, but that's what he stated in that
Yeah, he was
in
out.
that topic.
I'm pretty sure it was
He
something
was so
talking
out
about
of line,
women,
he
and then
just
you have a
offended
daughter.
me.
How you feel about this? And then he's like, "Well, my daughter, I go her every year." See, you should have kept that to yourself, sir.
Totally down.
At that moment, you knew you messed up, right? I don't care how much money you get, how famous you are. You embarrass your baby girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit extreme. For me, I feel like if he has a part in raising her, he raises her right. He educates her. I don't think he would have had to go that far. How old is she now?
18.
She's 18.
18.
I heard that the other day.
Wow.
She's adult.
Yes. Yeah, that's extreme.
So what's gonna happen when she go to college? He's gonna roll up there and check on her every night.
I got nothing.
I ain't got nothing.
You know, all right. All right. Okay, I'm going to jump off the deep end.
Oh Lord.
And bear in mind, I haven't contemplated this, so I hold on. But T.I. first is a hypocrite, period, across the board. You've done way too much shit, and you know you've done too much stuff if you're doing this to your daughter. But at the same time, you got to understand, this is how I live, this is how I see it. You judge people on what you would do in the same situation. T.I. knows who he is. He knows what he's done. And he acted accordingly based on who he is. Whether you like it or not, he saw it as right based on the junk he's done in his life. I think you're an asshole, but he is her father, so whatever. But now, here's something that just popped into my head right now was maybe this is going to be controversial, so don't curse me out. But maybe okay. I know I said something a few podcasts ago about women losing their virginity at a early age and all that. T.I. actually, in my trying to be generous to him, would be he wants something better for his daughter than currently available. He doesn't want her to associate with guys like him. He wants her to marry better than him. He wants her to have a better life. And if I've heard it said that right now, virginity is like one of the most valuable commodities in the world right now. Seriously.
Facts.
So, and it's because so few people have it. She may be able to marry or get with any man she wants to, even up to a very high social economic status because she's a virgin, and he is doing that for her in some kind of misguided way. He may be looking at the long game on that.
And what's that?
No, I mean, Janet Jackson married a billionaire. There's a lot of billionaires out there. And honestly,
She wasn't a virgin though.
Big difference. Once again, I mean, I'm just thinking back in the old days. How many of us? Well, I dated girls who had fathers in the home, and they couldn't stand. They knew what we were there for. I don't care how nice you were. They knew what we was there for, and they at least wanted to give their daughter the chance to make a better decision than she would have under 18.
True.
And it's all because you want them to be better, marry better, live better, and not count on their sexuality as a crutch or a benefit. I'm not on his side. I'm just saying that's what I think he might have been thinking.
Well, to go against your statement here,
Go ahead.
Naturally, what do we like to do when we're told to do something?
They do it.
The opposite.
The opposite.
Yeah.
So with that being said, there's a good chance that she's probably going to do some things
Out of spite.
Because
She might not be a virgin now.
and
He's gonna be there with her next year.
Because
19.
we've seen it in history. Normally, the preacher's daughters are the ones that are really wild. So when you set rules and parameters around people, we generally like to go against those rules. So I don't think that's the best way of teaching your child about trust and sex and things like that. So
Right, because if you that shows her that he don't trust her at all. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't trust her or believe her word saying that she didn't have sex, I mean, I don't know what the situation between them. They may agree to that. We don't know. But on the outside looking in, I think it's wrong to even do that. I don't care. I mean, if her mother did that, it'd be a different story. That's a mother and daughter bond. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see my daughter's insides or not. Matter of fact, he's not in the inside. Let's be clear. He's not in the room with her when they do everything.
No.
That's to be clear. I know that for a fact. He's not in the room. They just get the results back to her. Mm-hmm. But that kind of be like so embarrassing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got your results here, and no, she's still a virgin. You know what I'm saying? Like
the hymen is intact.
Yeah, like.
And let's think about the other side of it. What if it was broken at some point?
Right.
What was the actions he would have took if that happened?
Is he going to disown her or something?
Yeah. So
like,
what is your punishment for this?
That's right. That's deep right there. If you think about that, like, what would have happened if she did? Is he going to disown her now? Is he going to not getting no money no more? You're cut off. Like, so I think is this. See, here's T.I.'s problem. Like Seth said, he's a hypocrite, right? But also, it's like, dude, you made millions and millions of dollars talking about females and having sex with putting females, right? Mm-hmm. Right? So, I'm not saying... I think he's more worried about his daughter getting pregnant by a knucklehead, right? Because at the end of the day, there's some dudes out there who be chasing women for the money.
Well, no, getting pregnant, once again, he knows what he did. He knows how he did it. He's terrified of somebody like him walking up in her life.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
but
I mean, get it. I mean, all men. I think all of us here can say that if we have daughters, don't have daughters, we don't want our kids to get pregnant until they're in the late 20s or even 30s. I want them to get the education, graduate college, then start a family.
Yes,
that's the goal.
Yes, that's what I preach to my daughter.
Yeah.
Now, and all any youth that I encounter, because I had a child so young, it was difficult trying to raise a child. Me being a child, I was trying to find myself. So it's very difficult raising a child at a young age. Mm-hmm. So you want them to grow up and maybe get a career and then start having a family. And then mentally, you're actually better prepared to pick a better partner.
That's true.
Because like Seth said in another podcast, is generally in your earlier years, you're just looking for sex. So you're looking for the physical, not thinking about the mental.
Facts.
But that can have a long-term impact on your children if you don't pick the right partner.
That's true. I mean, I was 19 when I lost my virginity. And when you were saying, I was. And so when you were saying that, how that's... it's too rare. But when you said that it's like golden to be virginity, you don't understand how many girls was trying to give you something because they want my virginity.
Well, okay. I do want to clarify from a man. A man's virginity ain't the same as a woman's virginity.
True, I agree.
A dude 19 being a virgin, you be like, ooh.
We really hold no value.
Yeah, dude, you ain't got no game.
Trust me, I had a lot of fun.
But that was good, though. I'm proud of you.
So that's one thing I appreciate it. Because listen, that's one thing I can say to my kids. Hey, I was 19.
Yeah.
I was 19 when I started. Now, when I started, I didn't stop, but I was 19.
Yeah.
What?
Good.
It was 1920.
Good.
So
I think
I grew up in a strict. My father was strict. We grew up in Africa. Moved there when I was seven. My dad just went to Ghana a couple of times, loved it, built a house out there, and moved us all out there. So we didn't really have any family there, and I was born in New Jersey, so family, and we had a lot of family there, so family was always around. So it was kind of like a different setting, but my dad was really strict. Always tried to teach us, the right way. When I was 15, I ended up going to boarding school, and that was my choice because I'm like, I got to get away from this man. Oh my God, sorry. So I ended up going to boarding school. It was actually a co-ed school, so it was boys and girls. There was the guys' houses were on like the other side, and the girls were on the other side. Okay. So there was a lot of opportunity, but just the way that my parents brought me up, I was that child where if one of my friends came and was like, oh, such and such is in the classroom and they're making out, and I'm like, you're lying. I was a little bit naive. So after when I left Ghana, I was 18. So I was in Ghana for 11 years. 18, I came back up and stayed with my sister. And I want to say it was a couple of years after I came back to the States before I had actually started like really, getting into any kind of relationship and stuff like that. But my dad didn't have to go with me to the doctor to check that.
You also got to say too that your dad had 3 daughters too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you couldn't imagine, fellas, 3 daughters?
Yeah. That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, just to clarify, so I was born in the projects. So, well, yeah.
Like 9 years old.
It wasn't 9 because I don't think you can lose it at 9. But let's say female anatomy wasn't a mystery to me at that point. Sorry. Yeah, and so once again, I can't picture it because I don't know anyone shot past 15 with the virginity intact. So good luck with that one. Like I said, I get it. I just don't. I got nothing.
Yeah, it was just too extreme. That's all.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, fellas, if you're out there, just be a part of your daughter's life. Build that communication. Build the trust. And just pray that they make the best decision. And let them know it's out there. And be honest with them. Let them know that guys are nothing but hoes. Especially young guys. Just let them know. All we want is on one thing. No, I can perfect experience. I do not know anyone at the age of 15 or 14 or 13 or whatever who's got married. Okay?
Not anymore.
Yeah,
I'm just saying though. Not
in our culture. Other cultures do marry that.
My great grandmama got married in 1942. She was 14. My granddad was 17.
So more of the story is that the boy only wants to be with you because he want to get that cookie. After you get that cookie, he's done with you. Suppose that.
True.
So it's your value. And I think a guy had I saw this post on Facebook. Long story short, the guy was talking to his daughter. He said, "You got an iPad, and you bought a case for the iPad?" "Yeah, because I don't want to lower the value." "You got a screen protector on it?" "Oh yeah, I want to make sure if I drop it, it doesn't get scratched." Right? He asked all these questions that she put all this money and effort in about the iPad she spent. Right? And then he turned around and asked her, "So if I asked you to change that outfit you have on for something different, because the outfit you have on was raunchy, whatever. So you think that you don't lose value in yourself?" And she had no comeback.
Wow.
Because more of the story was she was dressed, boobs hanging out, butt hanging out, whatever. And he was teaching her because he was talking to her in a nice way, and like, "Baby, your value's dropping because you looking like a prostitute." But instead of saying that to her, he gave her an example because she bought an iPad, she put all his money and value in there. He said, "Well, put that same effort into yourself."
Yes.
So that's all I'm saying, fellas out there. Just talk to you baby girls. even if it's not your daughter, if you're closest person, just talk to them. Give them that. So at the end of the day, they can't say, "No one told me." Hey, I told you. You just didn't listen. Because at the end of the day, everybody has a choice and decision they have to make. And it's our job as parents and leaders to guide our kids or anyone's kids to the right path. And also, P.S. before I finish out, fellas, young men, you're not off the hook. Do not be out there having sex with everybody. Yeah. We're not giving you a pass.
Nope.
There's no pass. I'll wait till I'm 19. I don't know too many guys out there, but hey, there's value in it. Don't believe what they said. There's value in it.
Yes.
Every girl will ask you to the prom and everything. Trust me.
It's safer. Safety in it. It's safety.
Yeah.
Again, compared to this day and age.
Oh my
But that's
God.
all I have today. Any final words, thoughts? Jdubb?
Good.
Negs, Designs and Craft?
Good.
Seth.
It's been fun.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll chop it up for the next episode.
Peace.